Jake Paul just beat Mike Tyson. And it's a sad day for the whole boxing community, for everyone that watched the fight, for the whole world. Mike Tyson is one of the most beloved fighters in the entire world. And watching him get beat up, honestly, it was a really tough watch. I was genuinely really upset watching the fight. I'm not gonna lie, I was genuinely really upset watching the fight. And during the fight, there were a few glimpses of the old Mike returning, the peekaboo style, the bobbing, weaving in and out of range. With Mike Tyson starting the fight off strong, catching Jake a few times in rounds 1 and 2. The judges even had Mike Tyson winning round 1 and 2. But as the fight carried on, his age was really starting to show. His defense was decent, being able to make Jake miss a few times. But apart from that, his punches were slow, his reflexes were slow. He couldn't do anything. It looked like he was stuck in quicksand. And it was genuinely really hard to see. His age was definitely showing. His age was really showing. And I mean, there were times during the fight, even during the 1-minute break, where Mike Tyson looked like he was in pain. During the end of the round, he would get off the stool a bit late. Really, considering his age, there's nothing we can really be surprised about. I mean, he done really well given his age to go 8 2-minute rounds. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could go 8 2-minute rounds. That shit is tiring as fuck. It was a tough watch, man. It was really a tough watch. It was heartbreaking to see. I was genuinely really upset seeing it, not gonna lie. And there were even times in the fight where it looked like Jake was taking it a bit easy on him. Jake would land a few combinations. Jake would land a few decent shots. And then it looked like he would kind of ease off a bit. I do think Jake left some in the tank. I think Jake could have definitely gone harder, but out of respect, which he should have. I mean, to sit there and go all out on a 60-year-old man, even though that man is Mike Tyson, at the end of the day, no one can beat time. And we saw that obviously eventually at the last round, Jake would bow down to Mike and show him some respect, which was honestly really good to see. I think Mike he's probably one of the most respected people in the world. I mean, any city, anywhere Mike goes, he gets given respect. Baddest man on the planet, still feared to this day. That was really good to see. I was really happy to see that. Obviously, Jake's a character and he sits there and plays this fucking villain and talks shit and, you know, says he's gonna kill Mike and all of that. Obviously, I think behind the persona, he was quite respectful and that was good to see. But at the end of the fight, Mike Tyson would get asked if he's done, if he's gonna fight anymore, to which he would actually respond by saying that he would get back in the ring again, and he called out Logan. Of course, Logan had to fucking try and show his ego, be the tough guy, saying he would fucking kill Mike. I'm pretty sure Logan's just playing the character. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, they're the villains of YouTube, they're the bad guys, and they have no problem playing that. Jake has no problem playing the bad guy. In fact, for this Mike Tyson fight, he had to play the bad guy. Everyone loves Mike Tyson, wherever you go. So Jake was obviously going to have to play the villain, and he's good at it. He's good at it. He knows how to do it, the role to play, and when to play it. But I was genuinely disappointed in Logan's response, trying to be a tough guy. I don't know, it just seemed a bit egotistical from Logan. Maybe that's him just playing the character, or maybe it's a bit of both. But Jake would also call out Canelo. Once again, Jake's been calling out Canelo for ages, and although I think Jake publicly calls out Canelo and says he wants that fight, I don't think Jake wants that fight. I think Jake knows he doesn't want that fight. Jake doesn't want to fight Canelo. There was a side-by-side done to when Mike Tyson slapped Jake and to when Caleb Plant tried to slap Canelo. And we see the difference right there. Canelo's fucking defense, his head movement, I mean, Jake's going to be punching air all night long. I think Canelo's got to step up now to knock out Jake, man, and avenge Mike Tyson. Or someone's got to do it. Someone has to step up, avenge Mike Tyson. Maybe Conor McGregor. Jake's wanted to fight Conor for a while. Conor's still quite young. I think he's about 35, 36. Conor could still do it, especially if the money's right. Francis would end up tweeting, next time I see Jake, I'm going to slap him 2 or 3 times. Maybe Francis could be the one to do it. Maybe just set up a fight with him and knock him out. Jake's a heavyweight now as well, I guess. So Tank would also end up posting this to the bozo that shared the ring with Mike. You a whole bozo for this and you didn't get the job done, shithead. So maybe Tank can go in there and avenge Mike. Hopefully someone can go and avenge him, because I was genuinely upset seeing the outcome of the fight. I'm just happy that Mike didn't get knocked out. My prediction was Mike gets knocked out, and there were times where Jake caught him clean and caught him good. I'm glad that at least Mike went out the full 8 rounds, didn't get dropped once, stayed standing the whole time. People respect Mike even more now for it, being 58 years old and fighting someone less than half his age, someone who could literally be his son. And Jake is even more hated now. This done nothing good for Jake. Apart from the fat paycheck he got, sure, it was nice seeing him give respect to Mike Tyson, but to step in the ring with him in the first place, I don't know, man. It just felt wrong. It just felt wrong. I wasn't happy to see it. Jake says he wants to be a real boxer, but his actions say otherwise. He says he wants to be a real boxer, but doesn't take the the path of a traditional real boxer. Instead of fighting young upcoming prospects who are similar in skill level to him, he goes and fights Mike Tyson, an easy fight. And obviously when Jake did try and take the more traditional path, no one watched those fights. Those 2 fights he had against those other amateur boxers, no one watched it. You know, most people mistake Jake as being a YouTuber, the Disney kid, or the boxer, but Jake's a businessman first. He's a businessman, and he's a good one at it too. Boxing is a business, YouTube is a business, everything he's done is a business first. It's about making money for him. He's really good at marketing, promotion. I mean, David Portnoy said it best. Also, the fact people care about this fight is a testament to Jake Paul being arguably the greatest marketer of our lifetime. This fight has no business having anybody give a fuck about it, yet here we are. Although his point about Jake being a great marketer is correct, the fight has no business anybody giving a fuck. Let's not forget Mike Tyson's name also holds a lot of weight, and a lot of people were coming out just to see Mike Tyson who would have never had interest in the fight otherwise. I think what he said about Jake rings true. There's not many people like Jake Paul who are as good at promoting and marketing and getting people to talk about him. Maybe Logan is the only other one, but there's not that many people. Whether you love him, whether you hate him, every time he fights, the whole world knows about it. The whole world talks about it every time he fights. So he's good at doing it. He's good at making money. He knows what he's doing. I think he should just keep going down this path, to be honest. People are going to say you're not a real boxer. People are going to hate regardless. So you might as well just start taking these almost gimmick fights like this. I would like to see Jake take more of a challenge though. I do want to see a closer fight. Maybe the KSI one, the one we've been waiting for ages. Maybe that one can happen. I don't even think that fight's going to happen anytime soon. I think Jake should just honestly keep going down this path. He's making a fuck ton of money doing it. He just got paid 40 mil for this fight. Mike getting paid 20 mil and Jake getting paid 40. I also don't think that was right. I think Mike should have gotten at least closer to half. Obviously, we can sit here and argue about who was the bigger draw. They both were the draw. As loved as Mike is, there needed to be a villain who people wanted to see lose. People were paying for that. What if Mike can still knock him out? People want to see Jake get knocked the fuck out. We haven't seen Jake get cracked. We haven't seen Jake hit the canvas. People want to see it, man, and Jake knows it as well. So, and as sad as the fight was, there were some really funny moments that came out of this. There were some genuinely hilarious moments where I honestly couldn't stop laughing. Obviously, we had the Mike Tyson having his cheeks out. I don't know what was going on there, man. I don't know what was going on. I guess Mike's just reached the age where he just doesn't give a fuck. He's walking around cheeks out. You know what I'm saying? Never in my life did I expect to see Mike Tyson's cheeks, but I now have. Oh my god, that was hilarious, man. That was genuinely hilarious. He just don't give a fuck, man. He's walking around with a G-banger, man. And obviously, we had this meme here. Mike Tyson made a tribute to his GOAT in his walkout when Deji walked out dressed like Mike Tyson, and we all know what happened in that fight. We got the whole glove biting incident as well. When I was watching the fight, I was also wondering what the fuck is he doing with his glove, and when everyone asked him about it, he said he likes to bite his gloves. He's got a biting fixation. Now that it got pointed out, I have noticed in his older fights that he used to do as well, bite his gloves. It's just again, Mike Tyson's a strange guy, man. He's a strange fucking guy. Getting upset over his toe being stepped on, to walking around cheeks out, biting gloves. I mean, but you're in the middle of a fight and you're biting on your glove, like. Mike's a strange guy, but that's why we love Mike, man. That's why everyone loves Mike. He's in the middle of throwing combinations and he's got to stop to start biting his glove. Oh my god. Maybe if he didn't bite his glove, he could have landed that fucking big overhand right or the uppercut he needed to knock Jake out. Mike Tyson's got to replace his gloves every week because he's just fucking chewing through them. Hey, maybe that's how he got to heavyweight, man. You got to get them calories from somewhere. And obviously, we had the whole community reaction. We had Deji. I don't know about you, but watching this fight feels wrong. And he was right. I felt wrong watching the fight. We had Mr. 260. What the fuck did everyone really expect? And yeah, now in hindsight's always 2020. And in hindsight, everyone's like, yeah, well, what did people expect Mike Tyson 60? But 3 days ago, everyone was talking about how Mike was going to kill Jake. And now everyone's like, oh, well, what did everyone expect? The switch up is crazy. We had some people calling the fight rigged, calling it now. This is going to be a friendly spar. Nobody will get knocked out. They have been friends for a long time. And this is just a money grab. Mark my words. Some people thinking that the fight's a money grab. I mean, obviously it's a money grab, like 20 mil for Mike, 40 mil for Jake. Who's going to turn that down realistically? Credit to Jake Paul and Mike Tyson for pulling off one of the greatest cons of the century. I should have put 10 mil on Jake, not because he's good, because he's fought a senior citizen. I would say everybody involved should be ashamed, but I'd take the money too if I could. Drake lost his bet of 300k on Mike Tyson winning against Jake. I can't believe it, people that bet on Mike to win. Maybe on the off chance, because you never know what's going to happen. Big win for Tyson, big loss for Paul. Yeah, I mean, Jake he's just going to be even more hated now. People people are just going to hate him even more for beating a legend. Mike's reputation, I mean, nothing's going to change. It is a bit sad seeing that now he's got another L on his record for a loss to Jake Paul. Hey, if the money's right. Ninja, apologies for everyone that wasted their time and money going to this fight. What an absolute joke. These fights are like the Call of Duty games. They come out every year and I promise myself I'm not going to buy or watch them, but somehow I always do and I'm always disappointed. That's a great analogy and it's exactly like that. It's like a new COD game every year. Every year they release the same shit game and people buy it every single time hoping it's going to be good. We had Piers Morgan. Prime Mike Tyson would have destroyed Jake in 90 seconds. A 58-year-old Mike went 8 rounds against a much fitter and very capable boxer half his age. Mock him all you like, but Mike's got the heart of a lion, balls of steel, and will always be an absolute legend. Who mocked him? He's a fucking beast. All respect to the baddest ever. It was an honor to share the ring with him. And I agree with Jake. Who mocked him? I don't see a single person mocking Mike. Unless it's for his cheeks being out. But I don't think anyone's mocking Mike. I don't think anyone dares to do that. You know what I'm saying? His best mate KSI would also post on Instagram. What a sad watch. Whole thing was sad. Mike Tyson is twice the age of Jake Paul. It was never going to be close. I can't believe that elderly abuse was even sanctioned. Just a disgusting. I mean, we can sit here and tweet and post all day, but now the way I see it, it's up to KSI to sit there and do something about it. There's going to be a lot of boxing fans, boxing purists, or just people in general upset about seeing Mike lose. If KSI wants to step up and fight Jake and put him down for once and for all, I think a lot of people would be happy to see that. Basically giving all my thoughts on the event. Sad to see, but nonetheless, it was a good event. They made some good money. They both walked away with a fucking fat check. I'm glad Jake showed respect at the end of the fight, and hopefully we don't have to see Mike step in the ring again. I would not like to see that ever again, and next time it's gonna be even worse for him.